All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Midnite Spotlight, the homeless dudes who got thoughts on movies. My name is Cole.
My name is Carlos.
My name is Dalton.
Yeah, and today, the movie that we got some thoughts on is Thankskilling. We're getting into the holiday spirits, folks.
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving. It's time to feast. It's time to talk to your family about politics and argue and all that shit.
Yeah,
and also watch good movies, right?
Yeah, which is
what we definitely didn't do this time around. Holy shit.
Yeah, okay, going into this, a lot of people would be asking themselves, like, why? That's it, just why? And we don't really have a good answer for that. We just take a look at some. Yeah, okay, we're watching a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff lately, and we're like, we got to get more of the spectrum. We got to encompass more than just the cream of the crop. And
we got to bounce it out. Yeah.
Yeah, and so what did we do? We sought out something festive. We needed something that was cheap and something that is ridiculous by any means you look at it, and that's what we're doing here today. It's notorious.
It's like we're at a Thanksgiving feast, and we've been eating nothing but the good dishes.
Shit.
We gotta have we gotta have those bad.
Well, I was counting shit
like
as the good dish, but
we gotta get the macaroni raisin shit. This is kind of like that part of the
nasty ass stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know,
to make us appreciate the other stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, raisins and mac and cheese.
I don't know.
Dude, what?
Anyways,
okay.
Thanksgilling. This is. Did you say that? Did we say the name of the movie? Yeah.
Hey,
Thankskilling.
the tagline of the movie is "Gobble gobble, motherfucker." That tells you what you need to know.
Look, you go into this movie not knowing, if you somehow went past everything and not knowing what Thanksgilling is, you'll know within 10 seconds of the movie. Literally, first opening shot is by far, it pissed me off so much.
What?
But it made me understand what kind of movies this was.
Yes.
Because I know where it was going.
The opening text is what did it for me, because it's like the olden times. I'm like, oh my god, here we go.
Yep.
I like a nipple just as much as the next guy. But this was just, it's something else. And I think her name was Wanda Lust in the movie for all of 5 seconds, right? Gets to run around, and I think it displays everything that this movie really is about. And there's a lot of people who will get it, and a lot of people who get it, but don't like it.
Did you look her up on Google Images?
No. It was okay. I trust you guys. That screenshot was for research.
Yeah,
not for anything else.
You sent it to everybody that you knew.
Yeah.
On all platforms.
It's like
you're like, who is this? Source, and then just kept typing that over and over. But yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go into spoilers. I feel like we should just go into spoilers. This movie.
No. Let's give a very vague synopsis before we go right into it. We knew this was going to be a shorter episode going into it, right?
Yeah, there are no spoilers.
There is no fucking synopsis, I'm telling you. But go ahead and describe it.
College, for anybody who is not watching us on YouTube, I'm using air quotes when I say college kids, right? Some of these dudes look like they're at least mid-30s. And they're going on, back to their families, I guess. They're carpooling, and there is a turkey who is being, I don't know if this is the proper term, but necromanced alive to go and take revenge for crimes of the past. But here, listen up, folks. All right, here's the deal. Here's the problem. This movie, you hear something like that, you're like, oh, okay, makes sense, right? We're talking about what happened with the Pilgrims, right, from back in the day, and how terrible it was. Yeah, I would say many incidents, but the big incidents. And it's like, is this coming out of place of respect? It's hard to tell. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's parts where it's like they're not taking it to try and be like, this was wrong, but they're not trying to be like some hardcore Republican angle where it's all like, this was a good thing it happened. And it's just very weird, very tonally inconsistent. Not a whole lot to say.
This movie, man, was like, obviously it understands what it is. I think first and foremost we gotta establish that it knows, it's very self-aware what kind of movie it is. I mean, the first line is literally "nice tits, bitch." Like, those are the first words spoken in this movie.
And it's by a talking turkey.
Nice tits, bitch. Of course, voiced by the director. And it's just it knows what it is, but it doesn't really give it a pass for me. I'm not like, oh, this is so funny because it's so stupid. It's like some people who have made a joke one time while they were drunk, decided to like, oh, we have enough money to make a movie, they're just gonna do it. And this is kind of what like the shit that they put out. And I mean, if you're into that, all power to you. But man, it's an hour, but still, it was still pretty rough to sit through.
All right, look, here's the deal. Folks, it's okay. I love a good, bad, quote unquote, bad movie. There's a lot of movies people think are shit, but I always look at what value it does bring, right? If it's fun, entertaining. This one didn't quite do it. And the thing is, it revels in its low budget, very amateurish everything. It clearly has a love for other movies of its kind. But I don't know. It doesn't really save it. It really doesn't save it. Okay. Maybe we should talk about things that we liked and go down that short list real quick. So let's go through it real quick. Dalton, why don't you go ahead and start? Because I know Dalton's favorite scene in this movie was when the credits rolled. But okay, other than that, go ahead.
I like the actor who played the hunter. He seemed like he didn't know what the fuck was going on. He liked it.
Yeah. There's some random,
like he was having fun.
Random old guy who is trying to avenge his dog.
I was like, why is he in this? Did they pay him like a beer?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
Yeah, right. It's like 2 beers.
It's like, all right, I'll be in your movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's no other way. I feel like you either got paid very lightly to be in this movie, or you had another director. And I feel like it was both of those things for him. It's like, all right, I'll give you 3 beers to play this part. And
just keep bringing it up.
He was told.
We keep bringing it up, and he was like, he would have taken it for 1, but he's like, hey, I guess I can do that. And it's weird. It's a weird movie.
Yeah, I think from
go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, at least for me, talking about the good things, I think there was actually parts. The only parts I really laughed at were parts that were like unintentionally funny. Like scenes that were like, I remember he's like, there was a point where he's like, the nerd was trying to talk to the jock guy, like when they first started interacting, and then he was kind of like holding out his muscles to feel. He's like, you should feel.
Oh,
them.
I know.
And he started feeling them, and like it went on for like way longer. It was like way longer than I thought it would be, and it was kind of like feeling it, and I was like, this is fucking stupid. I don't know. What am I watching?
I thought like the first 7 minutes were okay to me, and then like,
oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It just fell off. It's like it could have been like a short YouTube video that would accomplish the same thing, but
that is
like
exactly
less waste of time
on that. Yeah, and
I believe they had like $3,000 to film this, something like that. It was around $3,000 to film it, and I don't know. Can you really tell?
Oh yeah,
you could have bought 3,000 Snickers bars instead of
you could have got 3,000. No, maybe like 1,500 beers for that one guy.
That's true. And he would have taken it.
Yeah,
he would have been acting his ass off, the role of his life.
Well, this is his big break, but unfortunately.
So you're telling me, Carlos, in a movie, Thankskilling, your favorite part was when the nerd felt up the guy's muscles?
Hey, not that part. Actually, my favorite part that was unintentionally funny to me, or maybe it was like partly intentional, was that scene with, getting to spoiler terms, the turkey is talking to the dad. And obviously, the dad
that shit was
like,
funny.
Yeah, it was that was actually decently done. It was like, he had he didn't have the mask on at that point, did he?
He can't roll up with like sunglasses or something.
He had the
the nose and
the mustache with it. And
it was like very stupid. Obviously, the beginning part, he's like, "Oh, come in," and then he kept talking to him like he was a midget. He's like, "I love you guys." Everything you guys do, and I was like, okay, that's very stupid. I was like, okay, this is kind of funny. And then they went, what part was it? And then after, like, they were kind of sitting there, he's like, I'll be completely honest with you, this is super fucking awkward. And he's like, I'm just gonna take off.
Talking to the dad.
Yeah, it was just like,
I'm not gonna lie to you, Sheriff. It was funny as fuck.
That was like, I was like, okay, there's scenes in here I can enjoy.
That was probably the part I hated the most out of the whole movie. Like, I don't even know
really?
why. I just imagine they're like, this is where the laugh track is gonna be. I don't know. I didn't like it. But
okay,
yeah, that's fair.
Look, for me, the funniest scene in this movie, And, you know, I'm laughing a lot right now. I should specify, while I was watching this, I wasn't laughing so much.
We'll love this movie.
I did not love this movie.
As soon as it turned on and she was running out with her heads out, oh my,
I'm not going to hold you. This is better than a lot of movies I've seen that are this low budget, but not by a lot. You know, I always root for the underdog in a case like this. I like to give it a chance, a fair shot.
Yep.
This one, most of the humor revolves around whether or not you think hearing the words fuck and shit is funny. And, you know, if I was 12, you know, hearing a turkey say fuck, like, yeah, I might giggle a little bit the first time, but I'm not. And I've said those words before, you know? It doesn't make me laugh when I say it.
Turkey say bad word.
Yeah, but there was one scene. Yeah, well, he didn't pull out, actually, but that's different. Look, the best scene in this movie was pretty early on when one of the main girls is calling her dad, and he's like, he drinks some coffee that his wife gives him. He's like, God damn, this is awful. He's like, did you shit in this? And she's like, as a matter of fact, I did. And it shows the log in the coffee. I was like, no fucking way, man. And then she just divorces him and leaves.
Yeah, I wrote that in my notes. I just said literal shit in the coffee. Like, that's a part of the movie. That's literally part of the movie. And it's
was pretty funny,
these
though,
scenes
man. I don't know.
This is fucking stupid, but this is the movie. This is all the movie was. It was like absolutely ridiculous premise, and let's just do it because we have very little money and we have people who are willing to do it. So, you know, let's fucking shoot this thing. But
and I mean,
the wife, the cop and his wife were definitely one of their parents. They're like, yeah, we'll chip in your little movie.
Yeah. And
exactly.
You know, the thing is, like, this didn't have a lot. You know, Evil Dead is like the staple low budget horror movie. There's a lot of shot on video stuff from like the 90s where it's much lower budget that, you know, they're not going to have all the money in the world to make some great kills. Make the blood look all that good. This movie has like maybe 2 moments where I was like, okay, you know, that's pretty decent special effects, but it doesn't even really hide it well enough to where I was ever impressed despite the budget. And even in regards to the budget, I was never like, okay, that was really good for this budget. It was mostly just like, okay, it happened. And there's like a lot of stupid shit that happens in this movie. But I will agree with you that the scene after the turkey's like, not gonna lie, Sheriff, this is awkward as fuck, when he kills him, but comes back with his face over his, and he's talking to the kids, and they don't even notice. That's like what kind of movie this is. And but okay, and the problem with that is the whole movie isn't like that. There's a lot of moments where it does not seem to be tongue-in-cheek. It's not fully embracing how goofy it is, and it makes me wonder why, because there are other moments like what we've described so far where clearly it knows it's goofy as all hell, and it doesn't fully embrace it. It's just so many moments where like the characters are just exchanging like the worst dialogue you've ever heard, and it's so bad that it's hard to get past it.
Like the parody of the and the parts where it was like, I don't know, trying like really hard to be funny were some of the worst parts, because like the song he sings, I don't know if you guys agree, but remember when someone died and there was like a musical number? I know that part was like goofy and stuff, but I don't know.
It's when the big guy died, right?
Yeah.
And the nerd was like thinking about all the good times they had. I thought that shit was like vaguely humorous, but then I was also like, I'm just not really into it.
Yeah, and same with like the exposition dump, like with the drawings, like the cartoonish ones. I'm like, where did those come from?
Yeah,
so weird. So tonally different.
Yeah, and it's not a particularly good looking movie either. It's very the color grading is very warm.
Terrible.
Some of it's very overexposed. It doesn't help that these actors are shit for even amateur terms. Like they feel like they could be just friends who have never even so much as thought of being actors.
And
in their entire lives.
It's not like anything given to them was like amazing. You know, they're all the very, very generic characters for a horror movie, and they obviously knew that going in. And there's some of the lines were like, again, like we're talking about, it's very ridiculous, but then others were like very like, why don't they just like go all in or just take this out, because this is boring as fuck. One line that they kept saying was when the virgin girl made fun of the slut of the movie,
the legs thing.
She's like, your legs
are John Benet Ramsey.
Yeah, and I was like, that's such a weird thing to bring up. Like, do people actually understand that? Because I looked it up and I was like, oh, this is a fucked up case.
I kind of thought that was funny.
I'm gonna be honest, I had no idea. I thought that shit was completely made up for the movie.
No, it's a real case. It's actually kind of it's a terrible case.
Yeah,
I think his history lesson. I think that was about the little girl that they found that went missing, but they ended up finding her dead body in the basement.
Yeah, and they don't know who the killer is, for sure.
Oh yeah, because the parents fucked up because they moved around her body and stuff when she was dead, so they don't have any evidence. So there's a case, but all the evidence has been messed with, so they don't really have any suspects that they can kind of put forward in a trial. So
I thought that was like
that can't be shut.
I thought that was a stupid in joke, but that's at least something, I guess.
I'm guessing it was because they said it twice, the same exact way too, and then they shot the scene. It was like the same exact scene done twice in a movie. I've never seen that.
I kind of thought that was funny. I
thought it was funny too.
Doing it over and over, and it just like it's not funny.
It doesn't ever get better.
Yeah, it's just like
that's the irony of it.
It's crazy how you don't understand. Like, was this actually like him? It was a joke on us for watching part of this movie and like watching that first scene and being like, "Oh, this is ridiculous," and like he actually knew that people were gonna think this was dumb, or is he just a sucky filmmaker at making jokes, or is he like still has like a 12-year-old mentality with like very very immature
juvenile
jokes,
juvenile,
immature.
Pick your word of choice.
It's just I saw it as like where his head was at.
Like, this is so juvenile that it's gonna make people laugh because it's so stupid. But like at some point it goes full circle, and it just it's like when people say like, I was just pretending to be stupid.
It's like at some point you're like, that's pretty fucking stupid. That's where it ends.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I was just
like pretending. There was maybe I said earlier there was like a couple good kills, but like the only one that I even remembered was like a chest bursting scene, and that was it. Like none of the other ones I really liked, especially the one where he walks in on two people having sex. The turkey walks in on two people having sex and takes the guy's place after killing him. It's like this is fucking awful. And then you have the music, dude. Oh my god, the music it ranges from like woefully misplaced to being just downright unbearable. And it's I'm almost positive this is like Friends that he got to do the soundtrack.
Yeah, the music was awful.
I'll do it for you.
It was literally driving me, well, not literally, but it was driving me crazy, like throughout the whole time, because it was so bad. Like, I get it, like, you're trying to make like a bad movie, so the music has to be bad too, but also I'm just like, oh my god, it just keeps looping the same 5 seconds over and over.
And that's a good point, actually, that you bring up, is that you think about something like The Room, where it's notoriously bad, or like Birdemic, right? If you try and make a bad movie, it's not going to turn out like those. Like, people love The Room and Birdemic in their own way because there's like heart and effort being put into it, and it was just like a swing and one hell of a miss, and it really misses, and that's why people like it. But I don't even think this is that. This is that kind of movie. This is like a Sharknado sequel, and they're fans of those, but there's like people who actually think this movie is great in its own way, and as somebody who's seen a lot of shit, like, I can tell you right now, this is not, it's not up there. It's not up there.
Yeah, I was reading reviews for this, and a lot of people really like it. And I was like, what? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those movies is like, have you seen Thankskilling? It's fucking crazy. And it's just, it's just a joke movie. Like, like you said, Cole, like that's exactly my thinking too, where it's like, okay, we have movies that are so bad they're good, like The Room, but the difference is they're made with the filmmaker thinking that they're making a great movie, and that's what
or
makes
at least
it
they're
so
trying
good.
to.
Yeah, they're trying to.
It's like subversive.
Yeah, this one has a guy who's trying to make a shit movie making a shit movie.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a shit movie. I don't like, and it comes off very ingenuine. So
yeah,
I don't
except
know.
there was one scene where he was trying to make a great movie, and that was when the turkey starts hitchhiking and shows his asshole to a guy on the street, and the guy almost has sex with him right then and there, but he pulls out a shotgun out of thin air and blows his head off. Yeah. I was like, okay,
forgot about that.
And that's what this movie is, man. It's like a shoestring combining little moments here and there. And that's probably what it was from the first place. It's like they had ideas with no idea how to connect them. So they were like, we're just going to make this shit unbearable to watch. But I'm not going to lie to you. I've seen movies like Suburban Sasquatch, Blamageddon, right? Where it's like
Night
similar.
of the Demon. Yeah.
Okay, that's in a whole different ballpark. He wants to do this. All right, look, here's the deal, guys. Night of the Demon's a good fucking movie. All right, it's got some bad actors, but other than that, it's got a lot of heart.
Hella boring.
No, it's a Bigfoot slasher. He rips off a biker's dick. Okay, I think it's a great movie. Carlos just misunderstood it because when we watched it, we were in the worst circumstances. One of us, not me, was on their phone the entire time, and so I started skimming through it after seeing that people weren't into it that I was watching it with. That's besides the point.
I'm tugging my collar over here.
All right,
I'm
trying to think about what I was going to say.
You were saying that this movie is basically a turkey showing us its asshole.
Yeah, basically, it's like getting to look at one giant asshole shitting all over you. I don't know what point I was making with that. Blamageddon, Suburban Sasquatch, those are bad, but at least this movie's short. I think that's what I was going to say. Like, at no point was I ever like, I don't think I can get through this. Like, with Suburban Sasquatch, I had to stop and when I saw it was only halfway through, I felt like true pain. Like my heart sank, right? Yeah. But with this, I was like, okay, I thought it's only been 15 minutes, but at least there's only 45 more and it's done.
While this movie is, I was just gonna say that while this movie only is an hour long, it's about 50 minutes too long for the material it has.
Yeah. And again, a 10-minute YouTube short would have been perfectly fine. Maybe if you get enough, traction with that, turn it into a major motion picture for an hour, and then do something else with it, or make a bunch of 10-minute sections. I feel like this is basically what it was. 10-minute section leads to a kill, and then it slows down to a fucking halt, and then it picks up in the last 2-3 minutes, gets the kill, and then it slows back down again. And that's all it was. So if you watch this movie, I mean, it's free. That's
about all you can say.
Oh, wait.
All you can say about it. You can find it so many places.
I rented it for about $4 on YouTube.
Really? Man.
It did. Where'd you guys see it?
It's on Tubi.
You just look up. I just looked up, hey, Thankskilling, and then it was on a bunch of channels, and you just press it. It's for free.
Well, I funded Thankskilling 5.
Yeah, or you funded Thankskilling.
Probably 2, being that they skipped 3. Or they skipped 5 because they
skipped 4.
You know what the funny thing is? I've heard that the sequel is literally unbearable. Just think how bad this one is. They said people like this one, people hate the other one. So
people who like the other one, or people who like this one hated the other one too.
Yeah, because I have no idea why.
That's an achievement.
Yeah, no, literally it is. It's very impressive how he managed to do that. So good for him.
It's like someone slapping you in the face, with a hammer. I could have just say hammer in the face.
No, that's true.
But it's I don't know. It's supposed to hurt.
No, I'm kidding.
But
and it does.
I don't want it
to make it any better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing about this. It's just, it knows what it is, but that doesn't make it any better. It's never truly trying to be a comedy. It takes itself somewhat seriously at points. It doesn't commit entirely, and so it makes it all the more jarring when, if they played it off like a parody. Take characters out of Scary Movie and put them in this. Well, for one, that would require decent writing, but that's a different thing.
Yeah.
but that would make it funnier, and then at least that point, you know, you're watching like a comedy and not just people who are 35 trying to act like they're 20 going on like a college trip.
Yeah. But even then, I feel like it would have ended up like a disaster movie where it's like it does that where it was like almost a parody movie. But, you know, oh, it's so fucking ridiculous. Look what we're doing with these crazy characters on this premise. And then you watch it, it's like, this is terrible. Like, this isn't even so bad it's good. It's
just bad.
There's no jokes. And it's
so bad it's bad.
The only thing that's separating it from like, being like a disaster movie kind of situation is like it's trying to have some sort of like structure and like plot regarding like they have to get like the special like incantation and stuff. Why even have that?
It's somewhat cohesive for as bad as it is. But
it's like,
then,
why
the story is not good. It's like it's supposed to be very linear, but it's just like takes so long to get where it needs to go.
And that's what you were saying, Cole. Like it doesn't go into the full goofiness. Like it still tries to have like some structure. It's like there's no point. It's like
exactly like if you're gonna do all this goofy shit, like at least make it all the way through it. Where like the turkey, you have the guy like people think he's a human, you know, just by putting on a human face. Like you could do so much with that idea. Exactly, like you could do so much with that
instead of like trying to do like a generic horror trope plot to make it like it's generic, it's bad. Look, it's being like all the others.
Then it's like, yeah, you're right. It's pretty bad. What are you going to say, Carlos?
No, wait, what was I going to say?
This is your favorite movie?
I swear, I was going to say this is top 10 movies of all time. No, but it was, I could have swore the mask that the turkey put on, I felt like it kept shrinking. I remember when he first like saw the mask, it was like a lot bigger, but it kept getting like smaller and like shriveled up.
It was probably made out of like, oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say probably the special effects were, obviously they didn't have much budget. I think the turkey itself was, you know, when they burned it up at the end, that's all they had left. That was the final shot because they literally did not have enough money to make another puppet.
And she took the turkey wing out, or the leg out, and started eating it.
Yeah, and I mean that's partly why you see the turkey from the bottom, or from like the chest up. You never see his legs or anything. You literally just see it. It's one arm and its head just like going like this, like the whole
probably
movie.
A puppet.
No, it definitely is. Yeah. You can
it's
tell.
A real turkey.
You see the little wrinkles. Yeah, it's a real.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, like I don't think the turkey looks that bad. Like if anything, if I can give credit to anything in this movie, it would probably be that the turkey itself, it's a turkey. It looks like it's a turkey.
Yeah,
you know,
have
it's
you guys
good
seen
for
Dark Crystal?
I haven't.
It looks like one of those
Dark Crystal?
Jim Henson. Yeah, Dark Crystal.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say that's what
Dark Crystal.
I forget the guy's name.
It looks like one of those
There's a turkey.
Those Skeksis.
They're called a turkey Muppet. That would be the one way to make this movie wackier. I can tell you that.
And then Kermit the Frog.
Do you guys have anything else you want to say about this? Because it's hard to keep going. You know, like
we've been talking.
I mean, like living after watching this.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it all after this. This is my. I'm leaving everything.
This is our final episode. Okay. This is the final episode at Midnite Spotlight. It's the way to go. You know what I mean? So I mean, with that, I'll give it my rating. I'll give it 1 star out of 10. Absolute shit show with some somewhat redeeming qualities. Little redeeming qualities here and there that made me chuckle, but other than that, it's really not worth your time. Even in, as short as it is, it's really not.
Mm-hmm.
Dalton,
I'll give it a 2 out of 10 because it did make me chuckle in some parts. Like when I first heard the turkey's voice, I was expecting a different voice, not a college student, and that kind of made me laugh.
Yeah,
and that the line didn't make me laugh, but that did. So that's why it gets an extra star.
It got a nudge up.
Well, and then his voice started to get annoying after that, but
it kept going.
Yeah,
it did keep going. And in the spirit of keeping going, I give it a 3, like hard 3. It's kind of funny. Like I can tell there's a love for low budget horror there, like very low budget horror, and it does come through at points. But man, it's frustrating. It's so how do you even say it? Misguided.
Yeah,
completely misguided.
Yep.
Like every moving part of it is terrible, but there's like little points where it's good and funny, and I get it.
And that's where it could be like someone could make that on YouTube for free. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And you paid $4 for it. Dalton's like,
you
now
don't
that I
pay
think
$4.
about it, he's like, now that I think about it, 0 out of 10 does not sound so bad. No. But I do think there's like some value to it. It's just like, if you had like a speck of silver, not gold, not diamond, of like
bronze?
fool's. Yeah, okay, that's good. We'll say fool's gold, right? There's like a speck of fool's gold in a big steaming pile of shit, and you're like, I see there's some gold there. That's how this movie feels. That's how this movie feels.
You feel like the old prospector, is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically. But, you know, like I said, the acting is ass. Across the board, it's ass. There's not it's weird though, because it's not like the actors aren't trying to be bad. You know, they just are. And that's what's so confusing about it.
They just got nothing to work with at all.
Yeah. Like
Even
I said,
if they were good actors.
Yeah, that's true. But the humor, most of it is just a turkey saying fuck and shit. And that's all well and good. But when you hear it all the time throughout the movie, it's not so funny. I do think the interactions with people are pretty funny. For the most part, until it's not. But that's the thing, is that it always reaches the point where it stops being funny. And then you're just left with the miserable music, the bland as fuck direction. Like, there's never a nice looking shot. There's never good framing. There's never any utilization of the locations. It's all just there. And that's all I have to say about it. It's bad.
Wow.
I wish it was good,
really
though.
bad.
I can see why some people like it. I just don't understand how they like it the way they do. Overall.
Yeah. It's a cult classic at this point. It's a cult
that's
classic
true.
at this
No.
point.
No.
Oh, okay.
Night of the
classic.
Demon can be a cult classic. This is it's just something people know about. And that's that.
Yeah.
It's like Dalton said. It's like a red letter media thing, you know? People talk about it and they're like, damn, this is shit. And everyone's like, that is shit. But they remember the name. And that's what this is.
Mm-hmm. So if you see it, you'll probably remember it. But you'll remember some scenes. You won't remember all of it. I certainly don't.
You'll hate remember
I was worried. I was worried going into this that we were going to forget everything that there was to do with this. I was like,
you guys
fuck, I
dragged it all back from the depths.
I know.
Yeah.
This is not even therapy. It's like reverse therapy. It's like giving ourselves PTSD.
The dog that pissed on the cross or whatever.
The totem pole.
Oh,
the
yeah.
totem pole and brought
him back to life.
Yeah.
Is it vaguely racist? Maybe.
A third of me was seething.
I wouldn't tell you that it's not racist and coming from a good place. But it's not racist in the way that it's telling you it's racist.
It's like early 2000s racist.
Yeah, where it thinks like it might be kind of funny to bring that up. And it's
like
not.
it's harmless.
Yeah, and you know, this movie, you know, realistically, if you wanted to watch this movie, hearing us talk about it like this, it's not even going to change your mind. So who am I kidding?
Yeah.
if you want to throw it on with friends, if you're going to put it on with friends, you'll probably laugh at it. And that's the kind of movie this is. It's not the type of movie you laugh with. It's the type of movie you laugh at. But that's the problem, is because it's not trying to get you. It's not like inviting you to laugh at it. It's just, you know, it's trying to be funny. It's trying to get you to laugh with it. That rarely happens. And this review is dragging on now because there's nothing to talk about.
We've literally been talking in circles. Well,
it's a shit sandwich.
Yeah, it's literally a shit sandwich smeared together. And here we are bringing it to you. But you know, it's the only Thanksgiving movie, so good for that. Yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Festive spirit.
Yeah, festive spirits. We're getting into the holidays, guys. So that means it's almost Christmas, which means more Christmas movies. So speaking of Christmas movies, how are we going to start this Christmas, Cole?
We're going to be taking a look from one festive horror movie to another. We're going to be taking a look at Krampus by Michael Dougherty, the director of Trick or Treat, the Halloween classic. And I would say Krampus got pretty popular. It got pretty popular.
Yeah. Can't wait to talk about Krampus. I love Krampus.
Whatever. No, I'm joking. Whatever you said.
Yeah, that's going to be fun, but we're getting into the holiday season. Again, if you're on YouTube, leave us a comment what other movies you'd like to see us review. We're not going to do Black Panther most likely, so get that shit out of your mind. But there's plenty of other movies we'd love to do.
Why won't we do Black Panther? Okay.
Okay. Whoa. I'm just kidding. I don't like Mexican. Okay.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not associated with this. I am not. I'm out. Just kidding.
I guess for people listening, yes, I am Mexican. I was just kidding.
That's okay though.
The
thing is, do leave us
fully
suggestions.
Support whatever you say.
Do leave us suggestions. Who knows? We may even cover one in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it, though.
Yeah, I mean, Dalton, any last words before you die?
Non-consensual turkey sex does not tickle my funny bone.
You heard it here first, folks. Without consent, even from a turkey, no means no.
And no matter how many people tell you that consent is a myth, just remember, John Wayne was racist. Good riddance. Thank you for listening and watching if you're on YouTube.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.